All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about something profound and honestly often invisible: the way traumatic experiences can physically change our health, sometimes long after the event itself is over. We're going to explore how trauma gets kind of locked in the body, and this is the important part, how we can actually start to retrain our own biology and move toward healing. So, this quote right here, this is the key to everything we're about to cover. It's from Dr. Bessel van der Kolk's incredible work, and it just gets right to the heart of why trauma feels less like a story we remember and more like something our body is physically reliving over and over. You know that feeling, a sudden racing heart, maybe your muscles get super tense, or just this wave of dread that seems to come out of absolutely nowhere? Well, let me tell you, that is not just in your head. It's a real physical echo of a past event. And today, we're going to break down exactly why it happens. Okay, so first things first, we have to understand why trauma gets stuck in the body to begin with. And really, it all comes down to how the brain's filing system kind of short circuits during a really overwhelming event. Think about it. Instead of a nice, neat story with a clear beginning, middle, and end, the brain stores the experience as, well, like sensory shrapnel, just fragments. And that fragmentation, that is precisely why a certain sound or a smell or even just a feeling in your stomach can trigger a massive physical reaction. Your body isn't just remembering. No, it thinks that danger is happening all over again right now. So to really get what that reaction is all about, we've got to talk about our body's ancient, built-in alarm system. You've heard of it, right? The fight or flight response. I mean, this whole process is honestly a brilliant piece of evolutionary engineering. It's like flipping a switch. The second a threat is detected, you get this rush of hormones like adrenaline, and boom! Your heart pounds, your breathing gets faster. The whole system is designed to do one thing: get you ready for immediate life or death physical danger. But here's the problem. After a serious or long-term trauma, the body sometimes never gets that all-clear signal. That alarm system, which was only ever meant to be a temporary switch, can become the body's new default setting. It's like a smoke detector that's just stuck on, blaring 24/7. And this slide, wow, it just lays out the core mismatch perfectly, doesn't it? We're running on some seriously ancient biological software. The very same system that was designed to save you from a saber-toothed tiger is now getting fired up by a stressful email or a crowded grocery store. The physical reaction is identical, but the context? It's a whole different world. Now, let's talk about one of the main characters in this story, cortisol. In a short-term crisis, this stuff is a lifesaver. It's like the body's emergency manager telling everyone to divert all resources to pure survival. It shuts down things that aren't essential at that second, like digestion and your immune system. But what happens when the emergency never ends? When cortisol is flowing constantly, those non-essential systems stay shut down. And that's where the real damage starts. So you can probably guess where this is going, right? What is the cost of living in that high alert state, day in and day out, for months, or even years? Well, let's dig into the hidden toll this takes on the body. And yeah, scientists have a name for this. It's called allostatic load. The easiest way to think about it is just as the wear and tear on your body. It's the biological price you pay for being constantly ready for a fight that never really comes. It's like running a car engine in the red all the time. Sooner or later, things start to break down. And let me be clear, this isn't just some theory. The science on this is solid. That wear and tear we just talked about, it has very real consequences. A high allostatic load is directly linked to a much higher risk for serious physical illnesses. The line between what's happening in your mind and what's happening in your body, well, it's not a line at all. It's completely connected. Okay, I know. That all sounds pretty intense, maybe even a little scary. But this is where the story pivots. This is where the hope comes in. Because here's the thing. Just as our brains and our bodies can learn to be in a state of fear, they can absolutely learn to feel safe again. And it's all possible because of this incredible concept called neuroplasticity. You can think of it as your brain's superpower. It's the solid scientific proof that your brain's wiring is not set in stone. Those pathways that trigger fear and panic, they are not a life sentence. You can literally build new ones. So this might sound a bit abstract, right? Let's look at a real-world example. It's pretty cool. Studies have shown that as London cab drivers memorized thousands of streets, the part of their brain responsible for spatial memory, the hippocampus, it actually gets bigger. They are physically rewiring their own brains just by doing their job. And it's not just cabbies, it's the same deal with musicians. All those years of practice aren't just making them better players. It is physically changing the very structure of their brains, strengthening all the connections needed to do what they do. Learning a new skill literally alters your brain. But maybe the most mind-blowing example is this one. In some blind individuals who learn echolocation, the brain's visual cortex, the part that is supposed to process sight, actually gets repurposed to interpret sound. The brain just adapts. It finds a new way to work. So, if a brain can learn to see with sound, you better believe it can learn to feel safe again. Okay, so the big question is, how do we actually use this superpower for healing? How do we put neuroplasticity to work for us? Well, it all starts with turning down the volume on that overactive alarm system. What we're talking about here is sending a very clear, very powerful message from your conscious mind to that ancient primal part of your brain. And look, these aren't just fluffy relaxation tips. Think of them as workouts for your brain. You are literally retraining your nervous system to stand down. Here's one you can try literally right now. It's super simple and incredibly powerful. The next time you feel that wave of panic or that feeling of disconnection starting to build, just stop. Name 5 things you can see, then 4 things you can physically feel, and you just go down the list. Now, it might seem simple, but this isn't magic. It's neuroscience. It yanks your brain out of that anxious spiral about the past or the future and plants it firmly in the concrete safety of the present moment. It's a direct message to that alarm system saying, hey, look around. We are safe right here, right now. So, when you put all of this together, what's the end game? What are we working toward? Well, the path isn't about trying to erase the past, because that's not really how it works. The real goal is learning how to fully live in the present. You know, once you really truly get that trauma lives in the body, that it's a physical state, not just a bad memory, it changes the whole game. It gives you a roadmap. You can stop fighting with your thoughts and instead start working with your body. It's about soothing your nervous system and teaching your body one moment at a time that it is finally truly safe. So I want to leave you with this one thought. Neuroplasticity proves that learning is lifelong. Your body learned danger. And you know what? It did an amazing job. It learned that lesson perfectly to keep you alive. But now you get to be the teacher. You get to write the new lesson plan. So the real question is, what are you going to teach it now?